Hello and welcome. Today I am going to play scenario of Delium from the Hoplite warfare in the Greco-Persian age 5th-4th century BC. This is a battle between Athenians and Boeotians, and this battle is famous because of the fact that Boeotians, despite not having numerical advantage, managed to win it because of the better tactics. Till this moment, battles in the ancient Greece were fought in the same fashion, so both sides brought their hoplites against each other. They were pushing, fighting, and the ones who suffered more losses or were simply weakest routed, and that's how every battle was fought. But in this battle, Boeotian commander Pagondas developed a different tactic. Both sides brought a good number of hoplites, and first of all, there was a double phalanx of Thebes on the Boeotian side, which was twice bigger than the usual phalanx. But most important was that Boeotians had a couple of light units, and since most of the combat took place in the middle, where both sides were struggling desperately for the victory, then on the flanks, Boeotians managed to gain advantage and finally win. And Athenians, seeing that their both flanks are destroyed, started to retreat. So that's how this battle was fought in the history, and let's check how this battle is going to be fought today. When it comes to Athenians, they have a good number of hoplites, some light cavalry and some skirmishers. And when it comes to Boeotians, they have also a good number of phalanx, and among them is this double phalanx counter. It works just like any other phalanx, but it has one major advantage. When it is used in a combat, it fights not like normal phalanx, but like two phalanx. So, if it fights against any other phalanx, it gains numerical advantage. A player has a choice. He might use this counter, or he might remove it from the game and take two additional normal phalanx. The choice is yours. This unit is kinda a Wunderwaffe of Boeotians. And also, Boeotians have a good number of skirmishers on the both wings, along with some light cavalry and even pellasts. So you can tell the difference. One side has a slightly bigger number of hoplites, while the other side has a bigger number of light units. The question is how we can use all of them. Another thing that we have to take care about is the fact that each side has only one commander. So only hoplites are units that have their own commanders, and all the other groups are leaderless. So what it means that they are leaderless? They can move normally and fire normally, but they are in command if they are less than 2 hexes from any other unit which is in command. They can be used for momentum or tramping, but only if they are in a range of the overall army commander. Their command rating is 0, and they can do disengage or rally, but they have to make one different roll for each unit. So that's all when it comes to our leaderless groups. There is a couple of them, so we will have to take care about it. And next, we have a good number of skirmishers, mostly on the Boeotian side, but there are some on the Greek side. So let's take a look about the rules for skirmishers, because they have a couple of their own special rules. They are pretty weak and vulnerable units, because they are not shock capable. They are shock capable only against chariots, and we don't have any chariots here. And if they are attacked, then attacker must do not have to make a pre-shock troop quality check for them. They are eliminated if they are made to road, and if they are defending in shock combat, attacker halves its cohesion hits. This not works for chariots. Also, they can use harassment and dispersal tactics. They can make orderly withdrawal up to 2 hexes, and in this way you don't have to check for difference between their movement and other side movement. They can always make this with 2 hexes. And they can change their facing by 1 point in any direction. This is also pretty important. And they get cohesion hits when they use orderly withdrawal only if they are approached from the rear. So they are probably not the best units you want to have in your command, but they have some advantage as well. So I think that maybe we can find some good use for them in this battle, just like they were used in the original battle. Let's zoom camera a bit, and there is one more rule that I need to cover. It is about this hill and Boeotians. They used this hill as a cover to attack enemy, to take enemy by surprise. Actually, Athenian commander was just giving a speech to his soldiers when they found that Boeotians are attacking them. And to reflect this situation, there are two special rules. First of them says that Boeotians can make their first activation movement with their hoplite normally. They don't have to roll for advance, they can simply move as they want. And the second rule says that Athenian hoplites may start moving only if there is any Boeotian hoplite unit in their line of sight. No, before they have to skip all their activations. This can be quite annoying, I think, but this reflects this special situation. Also, I think that this hill might be a problem because, you know, when you are moving up and down the hill, you have to pay 1 cohesion point. So I wonder if it's possible for this Boeotian phalanx to approach the enemy without suffering as much cohesion point as possible. This looks pretty hard for me, but well, we will see. Okay, let's start the game. We are starting with turn 1, and in the turn 1 Boeotian player has initiative, so he can choose his first activation, and of course these are hoplites. So they are moving normally. They don't have to make a roll for advance, they simply move. So 1, 2, or maybe not. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they moved up this hill, so they suffer 1 cohesion point. They 1, 2, 3, 4. They moved up the hill, so they suffer 1 cohesion point. Same goes to them. One, 2, 3, 4. Also 1 cohesion hit. One, 2, 3, and 4. And now them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. No cohesion hits. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 cohesion hit. So that's all for their advance, and we can put all the remaining counters into the cup and draw them normally. Thebes cavalry. Thebes cavalry is here and there, and they are leaderless. And they are currently out of command because they are out. Wait a moment. The commander is here and he has a range of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they are in a range and they are in the 3 hexes range from him. So now they are leaderless. They are not in command, but we don't have to worry about it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They will move like that, and let's mark them as being out of command for now. And these two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they were out of command, so they are marked as out of command. Oh, and I forgot about one thing. This is easy to forget, but these pellasts are also the part of the Hoplite group, and they should be activated along with them. So let's move them like that, so they won't get these cohesion hits from the terrain. Okay, so that's all for this cavalry. Next, Thebes skirmishers. Okay, so they are in command. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 4. And here 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they will stay like that. And that's all for the skirmishers. Next, Athenian momentum. Okay, and can Athenian hoplites can see anyone? They are here, and yes, they can see these guys, I believe, because they are on that hex and that hex, and there is a line of sight between them, so hoplites, Athenian hoplites can be activated. I hope, because this is something I am not 100% certain about, because line of sight rules are not very precise when it comes to the phalanx. They don't see if you have to see all the hexes with phalanx, or only one hex is enough. Something that really I am not certain about it. So, but first of all, I need to see if I can activate them. Their commander has only initiative rating of 2. So let's see. Nope, I cannot activate them. Okay, this time I can activate them. That's what I'm certain. So now let's make rolls for their advance after to combat. First for them. 1. They are just walking. So let me find the walk marker. 1, 2, 3. 2. They are trotting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now them. 9. They are running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they get run. They take 1 cohesion hit for moving up the hill, and they have to undergo troop quality check for having run. 2. They passed. Now them. 6. They are trotting. 1, 2, 3. Unit with commander. 6. It is trotting. 1, 2, 3. Another phalanx. 6. Again trot. Another phalanx. Also trot. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they are mostly moving normally. Another phalanx, trot. And the last phalanx, trot. Jeden, dwa, trzy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. I turned my Polish on. So that's all for them. Yes, that's all for them. So this concludes their activation, and now this is Teba's momentum, and now I can activate Teba's. Okay, I get 4, so I cannot activate them. So next activation, Athenian skirmishers. They are here, so they are now out of command. So 1, 2, 3. They move like that to be in command. And the last, it is Greek cavalry. And they are out of command as well, because they are not in the 2 hexes range from any unit which is in command. So 1, 2, 3. I have to mark them as being out of command. Because of that, they cannot simply charge at these guys. And they should be marked out of command as well. Okay, so this concludes the first turn. There wasn't much combat here. We will probably see more action in the turn 2. We can skip all these road replace, etc. phase, because nothing to do there. So let's go and start turn 2. First we have to make an initiative roll. First for the Greeks, their commander has initiative rating of 2, and for Athenians and Boeotians have 3, so Boeotians will have +1. Athenians 9 and Boeotians 2. So Athenians are first to activate themselves, and where they are going to activate. Let me think. Their commander is here. He has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this unit is in command, and because of that, my cavalry is also in command. This allows me to attack these skirmishers first before they will approach my cavalry, or I can simply try to activate my hoplites and to make attack on these guys. But this would it would mean that I have to move up the hill, so it will be it means that I would have to take some cohesion points. So I will activate my cavalry. This might be a strange move, but well, why not? They are they are activated and they are in command now, so let's flip them on the proper side. And 1, 2, 3. These skirmishers are firing at them with slings, and sling versus light cavalry you get -1 and a hit on 5. Wow. 0, 1 hit. And let's mark them. Shock no, shock must. They cannot make orderly withdrawal because their movement is 5 and their movement is 8. So they are this cavalry is faster than these skirmishers. 1, 2, 3. They are firing. So 1 hit and miss. So 1 hit and shock no, shock must, and they are activated. 1, 2, 3. Same number of movement points, and they are firing with their slings. 1 hit. So shock no, shock must. So let's resolve these cavalry attacks. They don't have to make a shock check, and defenders have to. 9, oh, horribly. They failed, so they are rolled instantly, and because they are skirmishers, they are eliminated. And they take that hex. Now, they are making their shock check for the defender. 4. They take 2 hits, so they are also eliminated. Okay. And they take that hex, and now here they don't have to take check, and defender takes 1, so they are fine, and we can resolve this cavalry combat. So we have light cavalry versus light cavalry, and this means that no one is superior. The column is 7 and the roll is 8 in the column of 7. It is 2-3, so attacker takes 2, defender takes 3. They have already won, so they have 3, and defender also takes 3. And they are both engaged. So this concludes first activation, and we can draw another activation markers. Athenian momentum. So I wonder if I should try to activate my cavalry again, but I don't think it is possible, because these 2 units are definitely out of the commander's range, so they are not in range. So I can activate my hoplites, and I think this is the best I can do, but I need to roll 2 or less. 7. No momentum for you guys. Theban skirmishers. Okay, so now Boeotians are activating their forces, and now they are all leaderless. Let's mark them, because they are definitely wait, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, they are leaderless, all these skirmishers, and they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this unit is in range, and all these skirmishers are in command. Good. So they are not they are not in range. They are not in command, and because of that they cannot move adjacent onto the enemy units, and so this means they are useless for now. Let's ignore them and let's go to them. They are in command, so I think they can actually do harassment and dispersal tactics finally. They are 1 hex range from the enemy, so I think it is possible. Let me check. And now how it works. It costs them all their movement points to make these tactics, and they are remaining on their hex for the entire action. In theory, in practice, they move, they fire their arrow, their missiles, and their step back. So they are moving here. They are firing their missiles at these hoplites. They are firing with javelins and against phalanx. So it won't be a piece of cake, I believe, because when you are firing with javelin, no modifier, good, and you need 4. So let's roll. 0, 1 hit, great. So we get 1 hit on these hoplites, and now they can get back. Because these hoplites cannot perform missile attacks, so they cannot fire in reaction. Good. Now them. They are in the 1, 2, 3 hexes range from them, so they cannot perform this kind of attack. So I will change their facing, and I believe that's all. So that's all for these skirmishers. Yes, that's all. So let's draw another activation marker. This is Thebes cavalry. Okay, Thebes cavalry is here, and it is leaderless, and it is out of command, just like the skirmishers. And they are in command, so let them back to be in command. And I want to change their facing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are moving here, so they take must know and they must check. Okay, so that's all for them. Let's resolve this attack. They don't have to make check, and they have to 6, and they have 5, so they take 1 cohesion hit. And now we have cavalry versus cavalry again. Not a very common situation during the Greek warfare. So light cavalry versus light cavalry. No one is superior. Column is 7. And the roll is 7, so this is 2-2, I believe. No, this is 2-3. So attacker takes 2. And the defender takes 3. So they have now 5, so they are rotated. 1, 2. They move here, and because of that they want to change their facing. They need to change to make a roll. They made it, so now they can change their facing. Now here, Boeotians are attacking, so 7, and the roll is 1 in the column of 7. This is 3-2. 3 for attacker, 2 for defender. So they take 3, so they are rotated, and they take 2, so they are also rotated. So they would have 5 and they would have 6. In both cases they should be rotated, but they have bigger number of cohesion hits that exceeds their troop quality. So they are rotated and they remain on this hex with their cohesion hits equal to their troop quality -1. So 4. Okay. So it is a draw. Each side have one of their cavalry units rotated. So let's take this counter and let's draw another activation marker. These are Athenian hoplites. Okay, so Athenians are all marked with advance, so they have to advance. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are moving like that because there is a nearest enemy are these skirmishers. And this wait a moment, one more thing, because I want to make it clear. They are moving here, so this is 1 cohesion hit because they are moving up the hill, and now they are 2. And now these skirmishers might perform orderly withdrawal for the 2 hexes range, and since they are skirmishers they don't have to get cohesion hits. So it is 2, 3, these skirmishers are moving out, and 4, these skirmishers are moving out again. So now them. 1 cohesion hit, 2, 3, and they cannot move here because it would require them another movement point. So that's all. Now them. 1, 2, 3, 1 cohesion hit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 cohesion hit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 cohesion hit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They were running, so we need to make troop quality test. Oh, and they failed, so they get one cohesion hit. And now they will be attacking, so let's mark them. They must, they know, and now them. 1, 2, 3, one cohesion hit for moving up the hill, and 1, 2. Sorry, 1. These pellasts are retreating. 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, so that's all. And now we have one attack to resolve, which is here. So Boeotians must undergo troop quality check. They passed. So now we have Hoplite versus Hoplite combat. And this is no one is superior, column is 7, and attacker has run, so they have plus 2. Oh, just 3. 3 in the column of 7 is 2, 2. So each side suffers 2 cohesion hits. So they have 4. And they have 3. And they are engaged. And we can also remove this run. Okay, so now let's draw another activation marker. This is Thebans momentum. Okay, so Thebans might try to activate one of their units. In fact, well, I think that activating these hoplites might be a good idea, since Greeks are coming. So let's try. We need 3 or less. We got 3, so they are activated. Okay, so now they don't have advanced counters, so we have to make rolls for them. So let's start with this double phalanx. They got 5, so they are trotting. 1, 2, they are moving here, and must know them. They are walking. So 1, 2, 3, and they don't take a cohesion hit from moving up the hill because they are walking. Now them. 9, they are running. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now they take 1 cohesion hit because they moved up the hill, and now they have to undergo the roll for troop quality. They are fine, so now they know, they must, and they must. Now this unit with a commander, 6, they are trotting. Where is trot? Trot, trot, trot. Yes, it is here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. They take 1 cohesion hit for moving up the hill, and they are marked with no. Now them. 7, they are running. We're running up that hill. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are running, and now let's mark them with shock, must, shock, no. Alright, they are engaged, and now them. 1, walk. So 1, 2, and 3. Shock, no, shock, must. Okay, there is going to be a lot of combat now. So let's carry on. I will start here. They don't have to, so we can remove this advance marker. They have to. 9. Oh, they failed. So they get 1 cohesion hit. And now let's resolve. This is 7 versus 7, but you can see this is this double phalanx. So they count as 2 units. So we have no 7 but 9. 8. 8 in the column of 9. This is 2, 3. So attacker takes 2. So now they have 3. And the defender takes 3. So now they have 5. Where is 5? It is here. Okay. And now, since they have one point less than their troop quality, they have to make a check. 1, they passed, so they can lower by 1 these points. And let's mark them as engaged. They are not fighting, and now they have no, they have must, 3, they passed, they have trot, and they have run. So 7 versus 7, and column of 7, and +2 for the attacker because of the run. 9 in the column of 7 is 2, 4. So they take 2, so now they have 4, and they take 4, so they have 5. So they have to take troop quality check. 0, they passed. So they have 4. And they are engaged. Now here, they don't have to, they have trot, they have to, and they have trot, so we can remove these trots. And now let's make a roll for them. They passed. Now we have a commander, so let's see if he wasn't killed by accident. No, he wasn't. So we have 7. We have a column of 7 again, and we have +2 because of the leader charisma. 6 in the column of 7 is 2, 2. So each side suffers 2 cohesion hits. They have 1, so they have 3. They have 2, so they have 4. And they are engaged. Okay, for now, I should place this must troop quality counter here as well, because they are fighting with these 2 phalanx. So they don't have to make. And now them 5, they passed, and now them 7, so they take 1 cohesion hit. And they have trots, so we can remove these trots. And next they have a leader, so let's check if he wasn't killed. Oh, hell. He has 2, so let's see. 7, he is removed from the board. He'll be back later, but not him, but his replacement. So now we have 7, but because of the enemy having 2 phalanx, this is -2 column shift, so it's 5. And because we have a run, we have +2. 6 in the column of 5 is 2, 2. So each side takes 2 cohesion hits. They take 2, so they have 3. And they take 1 each. And they are all engaged. So we are getting typical Greek clash with hoplites versus hoplites. Next here, this is 7 without any modifiers, and a column of 9. 9, 2, 3. So they take 2, so now they have 5. And they take 3, so they have 7. So this is 5 versus 7, so well, they have to retreat. Route 1, 2, they are routed. And they take this hex. They are not engaged. And finally here, they have walk, so we don't worry about it. And they have to take check. 5, they passed. So hoplites versus hoplites, column of 7, and the roll is 7. 7 in the column of 7. This is 2, 2. So they both suffer 2 cohesion hits. 2. They have 2s already, so it's 4. Let me find 4. It is here. And they are engaged. Okay, so that's all. We can remove this momentum. And let's draw another activation marker. And this is Athenian skirmishers. They are here. And now they remain out of command because well, Athenian commander is out of board. Well, we don't have to worry about it. So they cannot do much. So let them stay where they are, or maybe get them out. Well, they are also out of command. So no, they have nothing to do. And the last counter is Theban hoplites. Okay, so they are mostly engaged in combat. And remember, they all moved safe to this one because they were engaged in combat. So I will move them here. They must know, and they must. While all the remaining, no, they are not engaged, so let them move here, and they will take 1 cohesion hit because of moving. And must know, and must. Okay, all the others are engaged in combat, so then we'll simply have another round of hoplite versus hoplite combat. Okay, so this is column of 9 because this is this double phalanx. Oh, 0. 0 in the column of 9 is 3, 2. So attacker takes 3, defender takes 2. They take 3, so they have 6. And they take 2, so they have 6. So I need to make a roll for them with +1 because with a modifier of 0, because as a modifier I have to add the number of cohesion hits that exceeds their troop quality. So it's 0 and 8. They passed, so they have their troop cohesion hits lowered by 1, and they are still engaged in combat. Next here, they don't have to take check. They have to take check. 8, so they have 2 cohesion hits, so they have 3. And now let's resolve this combat. We have 7 and 5 in the column of 7, 2, 2. So each side takes 2 cohesion hits. They have 5. They have 4, and so they have to make a roll. 9, they failed because they have a number 1 less than their troop quality, so they wrote 1, 2, they wrote, and they can move here. And because of they moved, they need to get 1 cohesion point because they moved down the hill. Okay, now here, column of 7, 6 in the column of 7, 2, 2. So they have 6 and they have also 6. So both sides have the same number of points that and they have to make rolls. First for them, they passed, and now them, they both passed, and if it's still a draw, then each side, I believe in this case defender is routing, but let me check. Yes, in such a case defender is routing. 1, 2. They move here, and they would get 1 cohesion point for moving down the hill, but if I remember correct from the rules, you cannot be routed when you advance after combat. You can be routed during the advance after combat when you are, for example, fired with arrows or any other kind of missile weapons, but not simply because of the movement. So, next, here. First I need to roll for commander's fate. He is alive. And now, we have column of 7 and plus 2 because of the commander. So 4 in the column of 7, it is 2, 2. So each side gets 2. So they have 6. So, looks like we are going to get a draw again, 6. And they have 5. Okay, so this time Athenians won the day, I believe. Because they get 6 and they have 5, so Athenian hoplites have to rout. I have to make roll to see if they will draw. 8. They are definitely routing. 1, 2. Route marker. Oh, it's here. And they have to... No, they were defending, so they don't have to advance. Now, here. They are attacking these 2. So this is column of 5. And just 2. 2 in the column of 5, this is 3, 2. So they take 3. So this is 6. Where do I have? Oh, it is here. So 6. And they take 2. So each of them gets 1. So this is 3. And they have 4. So now they have 6, so we have to check if they are routing. 6, they are fine, so they get their route points lowered by 1 and they stay here. Next, here they don't have to make shock test and they are routed, so they need to make... Oh, and they passed! Amazing! Something that rarely happens in this game. So we have to make a combat, and now they are routed, so I think they are not shock capable because of that, but I need to make sure. They cannot attack, but they can fight normally. So this is Hoplite versus Hoplite, so 7 and 3. 3 in the column of 7, this is 2, 2. So they suffered 2 cohesion hits, and because of that they are eliminated. And they take also 2 cohesion points, so they have 7, but they won. So that's interesting case. They were eliminated instantly, and now they have 7, so I think they need to make a roll to see what happened to them. 7. This is higher than their troop quality, and we have also at 3, so I believe they are routing. Again, I am not 100% certain about it, because there is... I mean, they eliminated the enemy after all, but they suffered cohesion hits as well. So this is something that leaves me with some doubts. What should I do here? Should I give them this -1 or not? Should I make this check like I did here? I'm not quite certain about it, really. Okay, so now this combat, column of 7, normal roll, and 6. 6 in the column of 7, this is 2-2. So they both suffer 2 cohesion hits. They take 2, so they have 4. They take 2, so they have 6. So they need to make roll. 4, they passed, so they have 5. So engaged and engaged. Okay, and that's all. And this is it was the last activation. So now we have a road phase. We have to remove all the Hoplite phalanx marked as roted just because they are roted, and route all the other units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we can remove moved markers, and now we can get our commander back, but as a replacement, and he'll be... Where can I place him? Oh, I should remove this engage marker, so he'll be there. And now, this concludes the first turn, and now we can count a number of road points each player gets. So Athenians, they lost 3 phalanx, so we have to double their troop quality. So it's 12, 24 and 36. So Athenians have 36 road points, and Boeotians 12, 24, and for skirmishers we get 1 point, so it's 26. And now let me check how many points each side needs to be routed in this scenario. Each side needs 14. So I believe that the next turn will give us the answer who is going to be eliminated, because Athenians need only 4 points, and Boeotians need, they have 26, so 14. So this is quite easy situation to guess what's going to happen. We will have more combat, and the one who will eliminate more phalanx, well, I guess so, will win the day. Okay, so let's carry on with next turn. We are going to make a roll for initiative, and now Athenian replacement commander has initiative rating of 0, and Spartan, Boeotian commander has initiative of 3. So Athenians and Boeotians 8. So Boeotians have initiative, and we have to choose one of the formations we are going to activate, and the answer seems to be obvious. I'm going to activate my hoplites. So I will start with moving my commander. Where should I move him? First of all, let's start if he has all his units in command. He has range of 8, so I believe that all hoplites are in command. Yeah, so they have 5, so I think it would be good to let them rest, because it is easier for them to be rotated. So they rest and they get 3. They are adjacent to the enemy unit, and because of that they cannot rest. So but they don't have to stay here, because they are adjacent by their flank, not by the front. So they can simply make a move, and they don't want to move anymore, because they would probably fall. They would go down the hill, and that would cause them to get a cohesion point, and this would road them, and this is something we would rather tend to avoid. I would like to change their facing like that, but I cannot because I would need 4 movement points, and I already spent 1. So let's move this commander here, and now we can resolve all the attacks. Let's start here. We have hoplites versus hoplites, and they are 2, so they are worth of 2 units. So there is a column of 7 and +2, so it is column of 9. Let's make a roll. 6. 6 in the column of 9 is 2, 3. So attacker takes 2, defender takes 3. So they take 2, so they have 9. 9. And they take 3. So they have 8. And now, first of all, we need to compare the difference between their cohesion hits and troop quality, because they both have the same, they both shoot road. They have 9 and they have 8, so it is 1. They have 6 and they have 8. Sorry, they have 8 and they have 9, so it is 1. They have 6 and they have 8, so it's 2. So these Athenians are routing. And they have to change their troop quality to the 7. And now, since they have to route, we need to make a roll to see if they are routing or not. They were defending, so they only get modifier for the difference of cohesion hits, so it is +2 for them, and 8, so they are routing. 1, 2, and they have to make advance. Okay. Now here, this phalanx fights with these 2 phalanx, so the column is 5 instead of 7. And 5 in the column of 5 is 2, 2. So each side gains 2 cohesion hits. They have 2, so now they have 7. And they take 1, so they have 4. And they have 5. So they are made to road, and we need to make a roll for them. They have 6 and they have 7 cohesion of 7, so we need to make a roll with +1 because of the cohesion difference, and +2 because they were attacking. So +3 in total, 7. They failed, so they are routed. Okay, and they are fine. And last combat. This is 7. And the roll is 6. 6 in the column of 7. This is 2, 2. So each side gains 2 cohesion hits. They have 6. And they get 7. So they have the same number as their troop quality. They have 1 more. So they are winning. We can make it less than 1, and they have to make a roll to see if they are forced to route or not. 3, they are not, so they also can reduce to level of 5. And they remain engaged. So that's all for hoplites. And we can now put all the other markers into the cup and shuffle and draw them. Athenians cavalry. Okay, Athenian cavalry is here. They are, well, Commander is here, so he has 1, 2, 3, 4, so they are not in command, but they are adjacent to the enemy units, and because of that they can shock. So shock must, and shock no, and that's all. So, oh sorry, I made it wrong. They should be marked as shock no, and they should be marked as shock no, and they should be marked as shock must. So they are attacking, so they don't have to make. Oh, wrong again. Yes, they should have to be marked as must, because they are starting on the hex adjacent to the unit that they are going to attack. Okay, this is correct. So check for them. A 0, they passed. For them 9, they failed, so they suffer 1 cohesion hit, so this is 5, so they are routed. And now for the defender, 8, they have 6, so they suffer 2 cohesion hits, and they have 2, so now they have 4. Okay, and now we have to resolve this combat. This is light cavalry versus light cavalry, so no one is superior, and the column is 7. 6 in the column of 7, it is 2, 2, right? Right, this is 2, 2. So they take 2, so they have 3. And they take 2, so they have 6. So they are routed. 1, 2. And they move here. So that's all for Athenian cavalry. Let's draw another marker. This is Theban cavalry. And now, Theban cavalry is all destroyed. No, they are not. But they are not in command, I believe, because, well, wait, I think yes, I think they are in command, because army commander is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes, they are both in command. Great. Cavalry on this side is completely routed, so we don't have to worry about it. And now them. What can they do? I think that the best thing they can do now is to do something like that. 1, 2, and to attack them. Shock no, shock must. And now for them, 1, 2, 3, 4, to attack these Pelasts. They are shock no, and these Pelasts want to change their facing. First they are firing with their slings on them. They missed, and now they want to change their facing. 4, they can, but they suffer 1 cohesion hit. Okay, so that's all for cavalry. And now, this cavalry attacks these hoplites. They failed their troop quality check, so they are eliminated. And cavalry can take this hex. Now this cavalry attacks these Pelasts. Troop quality for Pelast check is 2, so they passed. Fantastic. And now we have to make this combat. Light cavalry versus Pelasts. Light cavalry versus Pelast is no one is superior. Column is 7, and remember that Pelasts are not shock capable unit, so we have to make our losses halved. 6 in the column of 7 is 2, 2, so this is 1, 2. So they are routed, and they if Pelasts, if skirmishers are routed, they are eliminated. Okay, I forgot about it. So no skirmishers, and that's all for cavalry. Yes, that's all for cavalry. So let's draw another activation marker. These are Hoplite Athenian hoplites. And one more thing, I moved them, so I need to mark them as moved. And now Athenians. What are Athenians want to do? I want them to get 2 cohesion points. So now they have 3. Same here, because they are dangerously close to be routed. So I need 3. They have 4, so let them rest. They are engaged in combat here, and they want to move here, and because of that these skirmishers might perform orderly withdrawal. 1 2 1 2 1 2, and these skirmishers stay here and they stop here. We need to mark them. They have shock must, shock no. Okay, so that's all for our Athenian hoplites. So only they moved. All the other units were waiting, so they don't have to be marked as moved, save to them. So this is the same situation as before, so the column is 7 and 0. Athenians are attacking, so 7 0, this is 3 2. So they take 3, so now they have 8, and they take 2, so they have 7. Where is 7? Where the hell is 7? Oh, here it is. So now we have to check the difference. Difference here is 2, and difference here is 1. So they lost, and now we need to make a roll for them to see if they are routing. +2 because they were attacking, and +2 because of the difference, so they have +4 and 6, so this is 10, so they are routed. And now they get their troop quality into 5. Okay, and now here they don't have to take shock, and they have to 4, so they are eliminated. And they can take this hex. These skirmishers can fire at them. 0, they scored 1 hit. Okay, so that's all for hoplite activation. Next we got Athenian momentum. Their commander is here. 6, so we cannot get momentum. Theban momentum. Commander is here. Let's make a roll. 6, no momentum for them as well. Athenian skirmishers. There is 1 skirmisher unit here, and they are going to make this harassment and dispersal tactic, so they are attacking them. They have a sling. 5, so they scored 1 hit on them only. And that's all, because Athenians don't have any more skirmishers. And one last counter, Thebes skirmishers. Okay, so now these Thebes skirmishers will try harassment and dispersal tactics on them, so they are 6, and this is a miss. Now them 9, this is a miss, and they are miss low. So they are firing at them as well from the range of 1, 2, finally 1 hit. And since skirmishers are non-shock capable units, they cannot shock attack these hoplites. And now here, this commander has a range of 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so they are all in command now. We can mark them as in command. And 1, 2, 3, these Athenian skirmishers are firing. 9, they have a missile low and miss, and they are firing, and they are firing. 3, they miss, they hit. So this is 1 hit on these Athenian skirmishers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they are firing as well. 6, this is a -1, I believe, for javelin. Let me check. Javelin versus skirmishers. No, this is 0, so this is a miss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's all for skirmishers, and this is the last activation. Now let's go for the road, and the other stuff. So we can remove this moved marker, and now they are routed and eliminated. They are routed and eliminated because of that. They wrote out of the board. They 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so they are not out of the board, and they wrote off the board. So that's all when it comes to the road stuff. And now we can calculate the number of the road points each player gets. So for Thebans, 12, 18, 24. So Thebans had 26 and now they have 50. And for Athenians, 12, 24, 27 and 32. So 32 and they had 36, so they have 68. So both sides are actually reached their road level, but definitely Athenians went higher because they have 68 and Boeotians get 50. So Boeotians are winning this battle. I think this battle isn't that ill-balanced as I thought. I think that both sides have their chances. Boeotians are definitely favored because of this number of light units that can give you some victory points. They aren't very strong, but well, they can be helpful. When it comes to the hoplites, well, this double hoplite can be something good, but it all depends on the number of the good luck with rolls. This is true for all the battles where you have hoplites versus hoplites, because it all depends on how good you are making your rolls to see who is going to rout or not. This also makes hoplite battles pretty quickly, because hoplite phalanx are like some kind of glass cannon. They are very good, but they are also extremely fragile, and if they are routed, they are eliminated at the end of the turn. So this is very easy to destroy them. So mostly these battles with hoplites ends with 2, at last 3 turns. It's pretty rare to play them longer. So that's for today. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.